Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bodied, a Cloud9 fan cast. I am your host, Havokpus. I am joined by my good buddy, Frozencreek. We got a great, happy episode for you today.
Yes, we do. How's it going?
It's going good.
How was your Labor Day?
It was great. I saw a really bad vampire movie, and
Oh,
it made
lovely.
me angry. It it,
I don't blame you. A new one?
it's called The Invitation. Um,
No clue.
it's your standard like woman gets like invited to like this wedding by like her like family members from like England that she like never heard of until after she did like a DNA test. Uh Turns out this guy who's hosting who's like manor or whatever the wedding's being held at is a vampire. And he's like he wants to make her his like vampire bride, and like he does the whole thing where he's like, hey, just let me turn you into a vampire, all and like you'll have like immortality, you'll be like super duper strong, you'll be like super super wealthy, and this woman is like a broke art student, right? uh so like he's saying all the benefits of being a vampire, and I'm like, look, if you gotta murder someone every once in a while and drink their blood to like seriously improve your situation, like I'd kind of do it. And of course she does the whole thing where she's like she's not gonna do it, and he's a monster and she has to kill him. And I was just so like mad. Like I was sitting in the theater, I was literally like kind of seething a bit in my chair because I'm like, no, like you're being offered wealth beyond your wildest dreams and immortality and like super strength and stuff. Like why turn this down? Like you'd have to have like brain damage or something not to take this. So like I was just really upset. Like the movie was bad in general, but that part specifically was where it really killed the like my enjoyment of the movie. And then I was just immediately just going like, okay, this is a trash movie. The writers
Yeah.
don't know the human condition as well as they thought they did.
Okay, fair. But you've been alive for what, 28 years?
30 years.
30 years? 30 years?
Yeah.
Um, oh, would you like to live 30 years many, many, many times?
It depends on like
No.
okay, well, am I exceedingly wealthy in my immortality?
Fair, but I guess
Because like if I can buy
there's no
whatever I
guarantee.
want, then I'll live forever. I'll do it. Like that's
Yeah,
fine with me.
yeah, but there's no guarantee that like you're gonna be. I guess it increases your chances of being wealthy because you can learn more and make money that way. I'm sure.
I mean, in the plot of the movie, she's literally marrying a very wealthy vampire. Essentially, I don't mind marrying a very wealthy vampire. I mean, that if anything, that's a plus because vampires are cool. Gothy stuff is cool. So like, it's right up my alley. Like it aligns with everything with me. So I'm like, I'll do it. Like, look, you know, I don't know what I got to do to sell myself to you, like the concept of me to you, Mr. Vampire, sir. But I'll do it.
Dolly noted, I guess.
If there are any vampires out there, by the way, hit me up.
Especially if you're rich.
Yes, especially if you're rich. Rich vampires
Yeah.
only, please. I don't want no upper middle class vampire, okay? If you
Although
don't have a
upper middle.
castle, don't bother DMing.
All right, fair.
Anyway, we should
Yeah, but speaking of immortality, your boys secured their spot in LCS finals this weekend.
yes. It was a banger of a match. We played against 100 Thieves, and we actually beat them 3-1, which did I predict the 3-1? I feel like I did.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember
Check
if
the
I did
tapes.
or not, but
I'm gonna check the tapes.
but we beat them 3-1, and I think what was really great about the game was that both teams played really hard, and 100 Thieves really pushed us, but I think we were definitely the better team on the Rift
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that we probably could have won 3-0, but we kind of ended away the second game.
Yeah, the second game was pretty bad. Oh well, I can't. I actually just blocked out the second game
That was
from my memory.
all the Mumu flanks,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we
the
just
way
they
too
yeah.
easy
I
Mumu
think
flanks.
wasn't that the game where we gave FBI Callista?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We kind of gave them a lot of power picks at draft there. Um, but I think other than
Our
that,
team,
I think that
our team comp was good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was good though. It was a winnable draft. It's just they kind of threw it away a little too easy.
yeah. I think that's kind of what happened too.
But oh well. In the end, it didn't really matter all that much. It gave them a false sense of hope.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
after
I hold on. I'm trying to find the.
after
I wanted to look at the draft that we did
yeah,
that game just to see what
it
it
was
was.
Ornn, Wukong, Anivia, Aphelios,
Aphelios. Honestly,
and
like our draft is really good. I think the issue mainly was that Blabber was going too far forward on the Wukong. Because like we have an Ornn, and Ornn should really be engaging, but Blabber was really the only one engaging. So it made
yeah,
it like really difficult for us to like pick fights and stuff.
yeah, and we had to play it slow, but I think we played it a little too slow. We fell behind 3 dragons, and then it was just kind of downhill from there. And then
Yeah.
they clumped up twice for 2 really big plays. Abadaka got a 3-man Tadalia W in river,
Yeah.
which was not ideal, and then the 3 or 4 mana Mumu all in mid lane.
Yeah, Abba popped off on Talia. He went 8-0-9. And the Talia kind of made it difficult for to do some things because you had that seismic shove that really can displace a lot of the engages that we were trying to pull off.
Yeah, and they just didn't play around it all that.
Yeah.
Oh well, I don't think so. I really felt like that was a winnable game, but
Yeah, that game we kind of we kind of did some things that kind of lost it. I think we snapped back really well in game 3 though. I think game 3 was probably the cleanest that I've seen us play from a macro perspective. Like we played that game like perfectly. Um I think we had like a really great draft. Uh you know, I really like seeing Blabber on Poppy too. I think it's great that this playoffs he's been showing that he can play both sides, whatever jungle matchup that they've been drafting. Like he can play the Trundle
mhm.
Wukong matchup, he can play the Wukong Poppy matchup. He can do it both ways. So it's really good to see there. Jensen had a really great game on LeBlanc, and really Jensen kind of carried the game away with us with how he just masterfully played her that game. Like he was controlling the lane, he was making picks, he was doing some great stuff. I think really the only mistake we made that game was that we engaged a fight at Dragon too early where we were splitting fights and Fudge TP'd in without any Narbar. So
Oh yeah,
we just didn't have any focus or resources on one particular target. But I think outside of that one mistake, we played that game extremely well. Especially with apparently the Zeri Lulu lane is really hard to win against Lucian Nami, but Berserker was like destroying them in lane.
yeah. They bossed that.
Like the
We felt like
casters were really
10,
surprised too. They're
yes,
like, I can't believe Berserker's like winning against Lucian Nami, which I think it's sort of my take, but I always thought that Lucian Nami was not really the best bot lane. Like it has a lot of synergies, but like in terms of overall power, it's not really the best, especially since Lucian falls off more towards the late game.
yeah. I think Lucian a few patches ago before he got nerfed. I'm not sure when it was. He was super duper strong, and he could
Yeah.
in any lane. And then yeah, that's when him and Naomi would pretty much auto stomp lanes. But I think since the nerfs, he's not quite as good. But you still see LPL teams pick them and have a lot of success too. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with NA play style and
Yeah,
NA
I can
these
definitely
games
see that.
also. So
Yeah.
I know that V5 I'd really like to play it, and I'm sure Jackie Love plays it a lot. So
Yeah.
maybe not as much anymore, but I do know that it came out in LPL playoffs quite a bit also.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume it's in anything.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And if it like sneaky or double lift, I think that it would be a a different weapon.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
The OG NA Lucians.
Yeah. What
Or
what did you think of the? Because I know we were talking during the game. What did you think of Berserker's Neela? Because it was it was definitely a pick.
it seemed like, hey, we're not that scared of you in game 5, so we're gonna pull out
It was definitely
Neela.
kind of like a flexing your muscles kind of pick. I do agree.
Yeah,
I
like
think
people are scared of player in pro.
so she's really strong. Like she can absolutely take take a game away. Like if you get her fed, she'll just do so much damage and she can stick onto you really well. I think the issue is with our comp at least, we didn't have I don't think we just had a good enough front line to engage first. You know, like Trundle isn't super tanky, Camille isn't super tanky, and we have Yumi, which like Yumi can kind of help with the lockdown with her ult, but that's kind of it. So I feel like, um, I feel like if we just had like maybe just a
Hey, Nautilus or
better
something.
like if we just had a better front line, Berserker would have popped off way more. But like he made some really sick plays, especially towards the late game where he had some items. He was doing some serious damage and he was doing some crazy like dash ult plays and flash ult plays and stuff to like at least like he would die but he'd kill like at least 1 or 2 people along with him.
Yeah, there was one fight he took out 3 in like a 1v4 or something, and it was stupid. But it I think in hindsight it did feel a little bit cocky to pick her and pick her so early in draft too.
Yeah,
But
I kind of agree.
but it's gonna be in the back of 100 Thieves minds going in to finals on Sunday too.
Yeah.
Because like if
I
a Berserker can first rotation her on
yeah.
blue or red side and not be scared, then
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I
then
think the bigger hero of the weekend is maybe Jensen. Like Berserker definitely popped off, but I think Jensen is actually the hero. You know, looking at his LeBlanc like really helped us win match 3. In game 4, he went 8-2-11, and he was like a serious source of damage for us because like we needed that late game scaling from Azir. And he was definitely getting kills, and you know when he was strong he made it so we could actually do a lot. So he did that, and in game 1 he did the run it down.
front door, yeah,
You know, just take
front
your
door play.
Nexus like approach, which was awesome.
Yeah, his game 1 was not very good, and then he's just like,
He's like, I gotta end the
I'll end it
game.
now.
So
Yeah, and I watched LS's clips from the games of him talking about stuff, and he's talking about like min maxing it and being like super efficient to try and take Nexus and such. And I don't think his plan was ever to end the game, and that was the reason that like it worked out. If he had switched
yeah,
to like Berserker Greaves or like a Nashers, 100 Thieves would have backed and stopped him so much
yeah,
sooner, I think. So I think the fact that he didn't plan on ending the game is how he ended up ending the game.
yeah. It was definitely kind of like a oh no kind of thing. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it was super hyped to listen to the comps today too.
Yeah, the comms were really fun. It seemed like the team was really. It seemed like not only the team was really hyped to play and to win, but like they felt really confident. They didn't seem nervous at all. they seemed really relaxed, and they felt really confident throughout the series, which is really good. That's kind of what you want to see from your players.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't think at any point in time did they seem like like stressed out or anything too.
No, it seemed like they were fine throughout the whole series, which is great.
Yeah. And I'm hoping they can keep that same energy this week too.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have to go in being confident that they they already secured their spot in the finals. They know who they're going to be potentially playing, and not only that, they beat both of the teams that they played against. So they have a lot of film and they have a lot of experience to kind of figure out who exactly they're going to
Yeah.
be up against.
Yeah, and I think the most important part of this so far is that we got out of play-ins for a little.
Yeah, that's a
There's
big thing
going to
too.
be some Chinese teams and Korean teams and LEC teams who are going to be coming through play-ins also. And it's not
Yeah, for
a
sure.
really a mess I want to be a part of, even though it is more games to watch and hopefully enjoy. I would like to not be as stressed. For
Yeah,
that
same
week.
here.
So that's big. Now we are just fighting for the first seed. The second, the winners or losers final. Is it the losers final or losers semifinal? I don't know. The
Yeah, I think it would be
semifinal.
maybe losers semifinals.
The semifinal is that Saturday. I presume I didn't look.
Oh no, it would be
Yeah, it is.
losers finals because we play whoever wins
Yeah,
that, so it'd be losers finals.
yeah. That'll be between EG and 100 Thieves. But some news that came out Tuesday, I think.
Maybe I can't remember.
Yeah, but Danny is not going to be playing for the rest of the playoffs. Kaori, uh, he's not an A talent technically. I don't think.
No, yeah, I think he's technically. It's weird. Like there's some things against it, but there is also I saw this from someone from Riot actually commented on one of the threads and said that there is a substitute emergency clause and Riot for health reasons, and Riot approved using the emergency clause due to Danny's mental health absentee thing, and they're letting Kaori sub, even though Kaori was not listed on the official sub roster, because I think the rule is like you have to submit your list of like whoever's going to be your sub, that you have to submit them in before playoffs. And Kaori wasn't on that list, I don't think, but they're granting Evil Genius as like an exception in this case.
I have to imagine 100 Thieves agreed to it. I
Yeah,
probably don't think they would have if they hadn't agreed to it.
yeah,
But because I personally don't really have an issue with being able to make that sub for Danny's sake.
yeah.
But according to the rules, like they really shouldn't have been able to. Because
Yeah, it's a
they
very
could have brought up
special
ADC.
kind of circumstance.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not too upset about it either way because it makes them weaker as a team either way.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's gonna be
but
it's gonna be a really interesting game, going into the weekend now, because 100, EG is down one of their star players. Not only that, I think EG is going to be driven and more determined to play hard and try to beat 100 Thieves for Danny's sake, right? So I think that match is going to be really fun to watch, just from a narrative perspective. I think maybe EG has a little bit of an edge because 100 Thieves doesn't have much experience playing against Kaori, so they may, they can like pull tape from Academy and stuff, but uh, like how EG plays with Kaori might be super different. Their approach might be super different. So it'll definitely throw EG for a loop. I imagine FBI and Berserker would probably beat him in a bot lane match, though.
Yeah. Even with Vulcan there. I'm not sure if I've seen Kaori play specifically,
Yeah,
but I'm looking at Oracle's Elixir now. It seems like he's in the similar vein as Danny. His laning stats are meh, but he's also not playing with Vulcan. So
yeah,
I'm assuming that that'll be a little bit better with that week of practice. His goal percentage among ADCs in Academy is like pretty high. It's the highest for the ADC goal percentage for the team. His damage is pretty high. His damage percentage is highest among ADCs also. So
right.
it seems like EG's Academy team played through Kaori also, which is kind of what they were doing with Danny. He got all the resources so he could pop off.
Yeah,
So I can't imagine much is going to change, but EG did kind of change their game plan against Team Liquid for Danny. So I could see him going both ways. I'm not sure what Kaori is like as a person, so if he's gonna want that Nami Lucia pick to like try and carry, or if he's happy to just play
yeah.
carry and scale late game. So I guess we'll see on that front. But honestly, I kind of expect 100 Thieves to just stomp them.
Yeah, yeah. I think that 100 Thieves definitely seems to be the stronger of the two. Even looking at the EG Team Liquid game, EG really struggled to etch out a win against Team Liquid at times. Like that game was really back and forth. And it looked like there were just times where EG was really struggling to beat Team Liquid, and Team Liquid was struggling to beat Evil Geniuses. If I'm being honest, I think it's more kind of wild that Team Liquid assembled this all-star roster, just for them to miss Worlds, right, and get fourth place.
It was written in stone. So
Yeah,
I based off how Danny was playing all throughout playoffs, I'm kind of surprised that they couldn't pick them apart. But Hans Sama looked pretty bad. So
yeah. Hansama, it seems like Hansama is really just kind of struggling to be active and position himself in fights, and like a lot of people were saying how it seems like FBI and Berserker really are the two ADCs in the playoffs that seem to know how to go around fights and how to like take initiative in fights to be like productive members of the team when stuff like that happens, instead of maybe being like too passive or whatever.
yeah,
Which is interesting.
and like EG changed how they were playing. They gave more making and resources to mid and top to carry that series. And TL was like, "We're gonna beat you through bot lane," and it just didn't work out for them.
Yeah. It was really
Hansama was not
interesting.
good enough. Top lane was not good enough. Mid lane was not good enough. Support was not good enough. So
Yeah, it was really interesting. I was really surprised just that, you have players like Bjergsen and Core JJ and Hansama and Blippo and Santorin, it seemed like was really the only consistently good player in Team Liquid, at least for that series. Everyone else was like having moments where they were just falling apart and not playing to their level.
yeah. And Game 5 was kind of a shit show. They're like, "Oh, we'll take Galio and peel off your melee engage," and then Jojo was like, "I'll take Galio too."
Yeah, basically.
I'll take Galio also. So
Yeah.
not a good look for Team Liquid. What's your series prediction for Saturday?
Saturday, I think I have to give it to Evil Geniuses. No, not Evil Geniuses. I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say
I have to give it to 100 Thieves. I think that 100 Thieves just looks like watching the playoffs. I think that um they're just the better team out of the between the two. Um, it seems like
Yeah,
they're just more consistent and they have a better game plan and know what their game plan is overall. Um, it seems like Evil
yeah,
Geniuses during playoffs, their players have kind of had moments where they've just not been playing very well and have really struggled to like get their wins against their opponents.
yeah. I'm curious to see how they react to the Kaori sub EG, because you could tell that Danny was kind of checked out all playoffs
No, yeah, he was having. I remember you even saying like he kept having his mask on
for
for
like
a lot
game
of
three,
playoff.
game four. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he like it seemed like he was just kind of uh maybe a bit like withdrawn and just like really stressed
yeah.
out.
Not like totally committed to everything. I guess.
Yeah, but that'll be
But
really
credit,
interesting. I'm
credit to
curious to
them.
see who we do end up playing for the championship because I think it'll be a tough match either way because both teams are really hungry to win it. And we've had some like really tough games against them in playoffs.
Yeah. I have to imagine that Cloud9 is gonna come in as favorites. Jet was talking about how the loser final team, who is playing back to back, has won 3 out of the last 4 series
Oh,
uh,
really?
finals, but like he's also not including the fifth one, which was a winners bracket winner. And both of the winners from the winner bracket in the last 5 were Cloud9. So Cloud9's the only team to win from
Yeah.
the winners bracket.
And I think we're kind of the favorites going and looking at what's left. We've hit our peak at the right time for playoffs. Everyone's playing really well. Blabber's playing really well, and he seems really focused. Jensen's been playing out of his mind. Berserker's been playing out of his mind. Fudge has been playing out of his mind. Sven, still one of the best looking supports that I have seen so far. Uh, and I
Yeah.
think that we have a really good chance at winning the championship. I'm not going to say for certain that we'll win because I think with how the competition is, anything can happen. But I think there's a pretty decent likelihood that we can beat whoever we play against Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. I have to imagine it's going to be 100 Thieves.
No,
And
yeah,
curious,
I think so. I think so too. That's probably what they're more prepping for. I'd have to imagine.
yeah. And I'm in hearing talk after the game about how someday was like an Aatrox spot, and all they had to do was handle that top lane, and but brought out a few picks to stop it. So I think I saw that someday has been grinding to play different champions this
Mm.
week, or plans to like prepare different champions, which is kind of weird because he should be able to play other stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, they were you were happy to give it up all series long. I think someday played it 2 or 3 times over the weekend. So
yeah.
I don't know. It was weird that their Aatrox priority was so high, and I really don't think he actually played it all that well either.
He was just kind of all right on Aatrox. He was really just more playing to zone out anyone from Cloud9. It didn't really seem like a pick where he was like really doing all that much, He was mostly just using it to kind of zone and hopefully he'd catch someone with like his chain and then like they could get a fight off of that. Um we crushed him in I think game 3 it was where he
Yeah,
had Aatrox and we annihilated him.
yeah, and then the cannon game was pretty good. I think that was game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We have answers to it. I think also what's interesting is that it'll be interesting what our bot lane priority is if we're going to if we're going to like do the whole like Zeri, Zeri Lulu first pick kind of thing, which I think we should, or are we going to like uh ban that out and trying to like get a Jinx or a Sivir or something like that. Like the bot lane dynamics are gonna be really interesting that game, especially since we've already had a go around with 100 Thieves, and we kind of understand like we kind of understand like how each other is kind of approaching the meta and how we're approaching the game.
Yeah, and I I think from that perspective, the Neela pick was really good. When 100 Thieves is on blue side,
Yeah.
uh, it'll be curious to see if they decide to ban that out or keep it open for Berserker to pick. I really don't think it's ban worthy, but if they're not prepared for it, then it might be. Then you have a chance of leaving open Callista, maybe Draven.
Yeah, there are definitely other picks that we can do. I think it's just going to be down to like kind of what Berserker and the team wants to do and what FBI and 100 Thieves want to do.
Yeah, but it is tough to beat the same team twice in a season. So I think it's probably going to be about a toss-up, leaning maybe towards Cloud9, like a 55-45.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption.
You can flip a 55-45 coin 5 times and come up tails 3 times. So, but I think I like our chances just based off the fact that we peak so hard right now.
Yeah, yeah, I have to say the same for me too.
All right, it's time. What's your prediction?
I think we'll win 3-1. 3-1, maybe 3-2, depending on who we face. But I think that I like our chances, and I think we can win it. I believe.
Did Fudge give a 3-0 prediction already?
He might have.
I think he did.
I think he did during the post game interview where
Yeah.
he told all of the doubters to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. So 3-1 is my prediction. But going back to that, I was there on Saturday for the game. It was really weird because the whole audience at that point was exclusively Cloud9 fans.
Yeah.
So he pointed at all of us and said, "Go fuck yourself." So it was pretty funny.
Based.
Yeah, yeah. I went out afterwards and finally got my photo with High.
Oh, there you go. Your collection grows.
Second. Yeah. We talked about Michigan State for a second, so that was cool. I thought he only did like a year or a semester there, but he said he was there for 2.5 years. So
Oh, dang.
props to him.
Heck yeah.
But speaking about High, we can run through this quickly. LCS published their top 10 of all time LCS players, and 5 of them are former / current Cloud9 players, including Impact at 3, Jensen at 5, Sneaky at 7, High at 9, Blabber at 10. So
who were the ones that who was 1, 2?
One,
who were the others?
1 was Bjerg, 2 was Double Lift, which was kind of bullshit. I think Double Lift probably should have been first.
I think that list is fair just from the perspective of Bjergsen and Doublelift both won so many championships. You kind of have to give the top spots to them.
Or no, that's fine, but it should have been Doublelift first.
Oh, okay, that's your gripe about it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then I think Core JJ was 6, which was kind of shitty because he had 1 good split. Maybe 2, 1 good year. I think 4 was like Smithy, which I won't complain about.
Yeah.
I can't remember who 8 was. Wrecking my brain.
I think that sounds like a pretty decent, like accurate.
Yeah.
I think list overall.
Yeah, relatively. I think Vulcan probably should have been in there. If you really want Core JJ in there, you probably could have taken out High for Vulcan.
Yeah.
I think Vulcan probably should get in over Core JJ because Vulcan's won 3 splits now. on 3 different teams.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
He's actually, or well, that's not fair for Vulcan or for Core JJ, but Vulcan has gotten out of groups on an NA team. So I think Sneaky could have been higher also.
I think Sneaky. I was surprised that Sneaky was only 7. I would have
Yeah.
put him. I would have put him higher just because not only was he has won a lot of championships and he's been to finals a bunch. He was wasn't he on the team when we got to semifinals at Worlds?
Yes.
Yeah. So like he got NA to its first semifinals. He was on Cloud9 for forever. That was the only team he was on. He never left to play for another team. I think that alone is admirable in that he believed in Cloud9 and their philosophy and probably their money enough
True.
to be on that team for as long as he was. So I do think like Sneaky being at 7 is kind of low. I think he should definitely maybe have been maybe like 6 to 4. I think that'd probably be more respectable of Sneaky's like history and everything with just the team and all.
Yeah. To be fair though, Impact and Jensen were also on that team, weren't they?
No, Impact was not.
Okay.
I think Licorice was on.
Oh yeah.
Licorice was on because I think wasn't that the Worlds where he did like the Orn Bonk and he stole Baron?
Or was maybe? Was that the Hecker Matrox Worlds? No, I don't think so.
I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither. But I think you're right about Licorice. But yeah, I think he could have been higher. It's just like it's tough to move people down, excluding Core JJ.
Yeah.
So maybe Jensen or
oh no, that was Fudge. Or wait, hold on. No, it wasn't. What am I doing?
I know Licorice had the Hecarim pick intake.
Yeah, no, I remember now.
But I don't know when that was.
I tried to look it up, but it only gave me last year's Worlds. Like there's like a thing that popped up.
Oh, you can just look Cloud9 versus a Freak of Freaks.
Oh, was that what it was?
I think it was 2018. Which was 4 years ago.
No, that was well, that was the quarterfinals. That's where we won. But
yeah,
it was Licorice because that was the game where we got the Orn.
Okay. The bonk. yeah. Who you was jungler then? Svenskeren?
Yeah, it was Svenskeren.
And then who was support? Smoothie?
I thought it was maybe Zazel. Yeah, it was Zazel. Zazel support.
Okay. All right, fair. Yeah, I think Sneaky should be a little bit higher, maybe to 6, because Core JJ should not be that high. But yeah, other than that, maybe not high, but high was such like a special guy at the time that.
Yeah, I think high being 9th makes sense. Like he didn't have a lot of accomplishments, but I think that you have to mention him just for his ability to essentially micromanage an entire team in game, and I think his shot calling and everything. Especially you have to consider the fact that he role swapped to jungle to
and support
put us through the gauntlet to get to that Worlds at one time, and then he role swapped again over to support just to stay on the team to make sure that we could be okay and like sort of slowly transition high out. I think high at 9 is fine.
Yeah, I think you can maybe argue Meteos or Vulcan ahead of him, but I think that high maybe had a bigger impact on NA LCS than those two.
Yeah,
but maybe not Meteos. So I don't know. Maybe Vulcan should be in there. I think if you were to revisit this in 2 years, Blabber and Vulcan would be higher, but it's tough.
Yeah, I could definitely see it.
They're still playing.
Yeah.
So I saw Emily Rand arguing for Hu He over the weekend, and I thought that that was kind of a joke because Sven's been playing support for 4 months and is already better than him. So, but yeah, other than that, I really don't have a lot to talk about. I think the fact that Cloud9 has 5 guys in the LCS top 10 of all time is pretty dope, and possibly an argument for 1 or 2 more. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but we got our predictions. House cleaning. You are going to be going on another show tonight. I think
Yes.
the TikTok show. So I don't know what to expect, but you're going on with the guys from 100 Talk Pod, and then from gosh,
Yeah, the Live Evil podcast.
yeah. So
Tune in. He's on his YouTube channel is just David, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Saz.
Spell it out.
SZAJNUK.
Yeah, we'll spell it. Or share it. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll share it.
I apologize, David. I just can't read your last name without
Yeah.
horrifically butchering it. But I'll be on that show. We're gonna be talking with the other team fan podcasts, and the fact that we are all going to Worlds, while Team Liquid, who does not have a fan podcast, is not.
Yes, exactly. That's the main takeaway from all this. But to have a fan podcast, you kind of have to have fans. So
That's true.
yeah, I think that's about it. My only request is that you to remind them that Sven's better support in one split than both. Yeah,
I'll try to.
Okay, cool. All right, I think that's it.
Okay.
All right, talk to you next week.
Later.
Bye.